What is up, guys? Welcome in to the scope. I don't even know what number episode it is, and that's because it's not important. What is important that you guys are here joining us, and we're gonna have a good time talking about video games. We are still what I am calling, I'm making this up right now. What I'm calling the holiday season of extraction and survival shooters is upon us. It's here. We're still in the middle of it. We got a couple more game releases to go. We got some big updates coming this week. It is still a massive week for these shooter games. So we're gonna have a lot of really fun stuff to talk about. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. I'm really happy to be here. I don't know why I'm so hyped up for today. I just am. Maybe it's the coffee. Maybe it's the games coming out. Maybe it's because I'm here with great friends in chat and my great friends, the co-host, Buck and Blue. What's up, man? I came in fired up.
What's up?
Howdy,
Dude,
howdy.
this is going to be a good episode.
This is going to be good stuff.
We got a lot of it's talk about, we've always Crash is always nervous, like, oh, dude, I don't think we have enough to talk about, which we always do.
You always do. Always do. I told him every time, dude.
Like, just mention like Warzone, Anti-Cheat, or Battlefield, and like you got a 45.
Yeah, if you literally there's nothing going on, just put Battlefield in front of us and we'll go off. Me and Buff will go off.
But now we got so many games right now that are just out, which is just crazy because I think we've all been doing this show for a while now. We've been through these lulls where there's just nothing to play. So now we're in a spot where I have too much to play. it's
not enough time, dude. I wish I was like a teenager back in high school with all these options, dude. I had nothing but time, bro.
I know. Just like you got Gray Zone, Arena Breakout, Sandstorm's coming, Delta Force. There's just way too much to play, which I'm not going to complain about, but I am going to complain that I can't play them all in one day, which is a problem.
Yeah, I was just talking about that before we went live, how I'm really getting in and enjoying the heck out of Arena Breakout. I haven't even had too much time to mess with Gray Zone, which I really need to. And then you're gonna throw a Deadside update, which is a game I've been following for years and always have fun. That's coming out with a massive 1.0. And then you have
a game that you found out on your own, remember?
That Deadside was a game that I totally came up with on my own. No friends or co-hosts of this show told me anything about it. I came up with it on my own. It was a big, beautiful idea. It was my own idea.
The best idea.
It's one of the best ideas ever.
Oh, brother, I got the perfect shirt on right now for this, by the way, and I don't want to put it out there.
Oh, come on.
It was a big, beautiful idea. But
some would say the best.
Some would say the best. Yeah, man. So that's happening, and then you're throwing like, I don't even know if I said Delta Force, and I don't even know if there's Insurgency update. I don't even know. Oh man, all that stuff is happening this week, so it's gonna be crazy. Oh, it's gonna be wild. How was you guys this weekend? Is everybody doing good? We good? Blue, you all right over there? You have a good weekend?
Yeah, it's the cold. That's why it's freezing here in Florida.
Oh, what? Yeah, what is it?
I mean, we got a frost warning, which is kind of crazy to see in Florida. Look, all right, good old 34 degrees at night.
But we get at the peak during the day currently. So
I know.
Very tough.
I mean, I am going to the coldest place I've been so far is Germany, but the coldest I'm going to next year technically is Chicago in February.
Okay.
So perfect timing.
I'll give it that.
Dude, we were like 17 last night degrees.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think we probably we might have had you beat there, Crash. We were pretty.
Yeah, I bet.
We got dumped on with snow the past 2 days.
That snowstorm is insane. There was like a 14 car pileup in Michigan.
Yeah, dude. If you guys were watching the Bills game at all, like the amount of snow that they had, like Buffalo beats us, but we still got a good amount of that yesterday and today. It was just I went out at lunch today because I had to run some errands quick, and like it was a complete whiteout. I couldn't see 10 feet in front of me.
Damn, that's scary.
Nah,
especially driving on the road.
We're used to it.
You're used to it. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a big deal.
The only time that happens to us is when it's pouring so hard rain. We can't see 5 feet in front of us. So, that's it. But other than that, what did I do this weekend, man? I mean, this weekend was pretty chill. Almost don't really remember too much. It wasn't that chill, but it was more just like it was so busy But it was a good busy. Like it's been nonstop with the family, holidays, stuff, getting stuff ready for that. You know, so it's more just I did some more housework, put some mulch around the house. You know,
There you
very
go.
simple stuff like that, and played some more Stalker 2 as per usual. As much as I'm trying to get more time into that. Did some just play tests on that. Um, and yeah, I just gosh, I'm really trying to think what else I did this past weekend. It's like it literally it went by like a blur. It was insane.
Can I tell you guys something crazy?
Please do.
What's
I
up?
have two massive W's. I crossed the 40 pounds down mark
Hell
on my
yeah.
eating.
Nice.
So 40 pounds down. So like I was loading horse feed into the bins in our barn, and it's like a
Mhm.
40-pound sack of feed. And I'm like, this is off my body now. Like picking that up is like, it's just crazy to think about like how cool it is. So like
Oh, you
when
said I
I
have to like roll it up kind of thing. So now you're just
yeah, but I just mean like thinking about like visualizing and feeling that much weight gone is like crazy. And it's when I was deer hunting
That's
a couple
true.
weeks ago and we were hiking all over the place, it was like so much easier to hike up hills and around and like just move is like so much easier already.
Yeah.
It's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
And then my son, shout out Mini Crash. He is peeing in the potty on his own and he's like a year and 10 months old. Like he's not even
Dude, that's
2
so
yet.
early. I think my son was like maybe around 2, almost 3 when
The
he
poop-
really started doing it on his own.
The poops are still freewheeling. They're still just
Yeah,
shoot 'em as they come.
that one it was more motor function, you know.
But
So.
yeah. So if I was him, I'd do the opposite. If I could just wear a diaper and pee all the time, I'd be all about it. And then the poops, I'm not
They
carrying that
have
around.
adult diapers. You
Yeah,
can do that
screw
right
it.
now if you want
It
to.
might be how we do it. It might be what I'm doing when Delta Force launches. Just put a diaper on.
I mean, South Park, I think they had buckets for that, right? In South
Yeah,
Park.
Mom,
Maybe that's
bathroom.
Ah.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
Yeah.
Or
One of the
the
best ones
we need to
ever.
do.
Freaking the
honestly.
old Battlefield Friends videos. You got a shit bucket. You gotta need a shit bucket.
Dude,
So-
the Colonel, yeah, those are great. I love those.
Those are my two big W's I'm pretty happy about. So I'm gonna keep losing some pounds and really get leaned in and then probably reintroduce some veggies here and there and see how we react to it. But man,
So
I'm
you're
like,
just eating straight meat right now, right?
yeah.
That's it. Nice, dude.
Yeah, I haven't had a gram of carbohydrate since July.
Nice.
that reminds me. I've been
To be
watching this
fair,
guy doing the carnivore
bourbon. I
diet.
think bourbon has carbohydrates in it, but
Nope.
I digress. No,
No,
Oh,
it's
I
got calories, but they
not
consider
carb.
That's
consider
true.
it a different.
Okay, and the calories mostly
Tequila
relate to
barely
fat,
has any
so-
calories in it. That's the liquor that
Yeah.
barely has any calories.
Yeah, so the bourbon is just it's actually alcohol. It's like a fourth considered macro, so it's not a
Nice.
carb, but it's not good for the diet. No, it's not. It's still like
I'm
one of my
curious.
remaining vices that I still have. I
You're
should probably
still losing 40 pounds. I think you're fine.
yeah,
Dude,
but
I
think
buckled down. I buckled down for 4 weeks, like lockdown. Gonna go 110%, and I lost like 15 pounds in 4 weeks, and just got shredded as shit. Just
I
by
don't feel like
sticking
you have
a
that much
good
to
diet.
lose, dude.
I don't. Well, it's about just like tightening up. It's like a lot of water weight and a little bit of like residual fat on the stomach area. Not like a lot for sure, but it's like the difference between like a fat 6-pack and like a shredded, veiny 6-pack.
Oh, you poor thing. You have
Yeah,
a
it's
fat
tough.
6-pack.
It's tough, dude. It's tough.
Oh,
It's my cross to bear, honestly.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Only
pulling
you,
for you,
only you.
man.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, dang, poor thing. I don't know. I just have one big ab. I think I have just one big giant ab in the middle there. It's how my body works. But yeah. So Buff, how was your weekend? And then we'll get into the action.
Good, dude. I took Wednesday off through the rest of the week, so I had a nice 5-day little break there, which was much needed from work. So I did that. Ate a disgusting amount of food and set myself back. Like, the body I worked for.
It was well needed though.
Yeah,
it was well worth it. I
I
should
set
say,
myself back like 7 weeks, which whatever, it is what it is. This is the time of year to do it. I dieted down so I could do that. So I'm happy about it. But
you died so you can eat. Exactly.
Enjoy this time of the year, and then I got to diet again for April. So right around the corner. But No, it was awesome. It was a good break. Played a lot of Arena Breakout and Gray Zone, which are two games that I am unhealthily obsessed with currently. And yeah, I'm loving playing these games right now. So yeah, having a good time. Just getting my place a little bit in order. Got a new bookshelf behind me there. Finally, whipping out the Christmas decorations. Gonna put the tree up probably this week. So yeah, just a nice relaxing week, which is good.
We just got breaking news.
Oh boy, let's go.
It's not great. XDefiant will be shutting down in June of 2025. Yeah, it's already closed down then.
Nice. Well, that lasted pretty long.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, it lasted longer than for what was the other one that shut down like 2 weeks?
Jesus.
By Sony, yeah.
Yeah, man. So let's take a look here. Let me see if I can bring this over. The production team is scrambling, okay, but we're getting cutting edge news. I know this is no one could have seen this coming, guys. No one could have known. Yeah, so this is reported on Insider Gaming. It actually just went live, like the tweet went out. I saw it. I was just looking at Twitter because I got a noti because I have Tom Henderson on my stuff. Good old Tom, shout out. Well, he's been a guest on this program. So yeah, the news was mentioned at an all hands meeting today. The decision was made due to poor player numbers and lack of player spending, according to sources familiar with the decision. So this has been something that they talked about. Mark Rubin came in and said, no, it's not happening. But it is. So in August 2024, Insider Gaming, that's when this happened. XDefiant was on borrowed time, despite initially having strong player numbers. Frustrations within the studio were always aimed at its leadership. And then, yeah, so employees have obviously reached out to Tom and told him that this is happening. In August, they reported essentially that if things didn't get better, that it was going to shut down, and you can't really say things have probably gotten better. So, no. Man, there's just so many other games that are taking people's time, and then this game just had some foundational baseline issues that did not get fixed in time. Maybe even if they're fixed, maybe if they're even fixed now, they just didn't get fixed in time. Tom added some context about how he's pretty sad about a lot of people losing their jobs and stuff over this game because leadership just didn't listen. And then, like Justin says, we lost Division Heartland for this.
Who posted that again on Twitter? Man,
Redbeard, I think.
Redbeard.
That and the open world BR one that we were supposed to get from Tom Clancy too. Remember that? Whatever it was, what was it called?
Yeah,
Tom Clancy BR or whatever.
One?
Frontline,
yeah, Frontline.
No, that's BR. Oh, okay.
Yeah, B, Bravo. Yeah.
Got you.
Frontline, yeah. So Frontline and Heartland dead for a game that they released way too late. But again, they brought this on themselves. They did how many playtests, and then they just wait. They were like, you know what? We should just wait 7 more months to release.
I'll be honest. I wasn't really caring about too much for Frontline back then because that was more just another.
I think it would have been back cool today, though. Given where Warzone is today, I feel like that would be. You feel
Wasn't that a third person?
No, it was first.
It was first person.
And then playing, honestly, playing the mods for Wildlands first person, that was basically what it was supposed to be. Essentially, I feel like it would have been a lot of fun. So I mean, assuming it actually was developed correctly, but yeah, I'm just thinking Wildlands first person in a BR mode would have been perfect. So that's kind of what that was supposed to be. So definitely unfortunate. And then XDefiant just getting shut down. It's just.
Oh yeah, they just put out an official thing. I can try to pull it up here if we want to see what they.
So much.
Oh, XDefiant actually just put out something.
Yep, they put out their official.
So it's official. Okay.
It says, dear players, XDefiant is sunsetting. Thank you for your incredible support and dedication. Seems like that's not what happened. As a result, new downloads, player registrations, and purchases will no longer be available. Season 3 will still launch. The servers remain active, and the game will be fully playable until June 3rd of 2025. For those who purchased the
Damn.
Ultimate Founders Pack, you'll receive a full refund. Players who made any purchases within the last 30 days will also be refunded. Please note that these refunds will take up to 8 weeks, but below is a personal message from our executive producer, Mark Rubin. Thank you for being a part of our journey. And I do also want to say it was awesome to have the transparency and stuff from Mark Rubin. I just feel like he got stuck in the middle of middle management just a little bit, because there were a few times when he was talking about things. He said that they were making them adapt the Snowdrop engine for an arena shooter, which is traditionally for like open world like type shooters that they use on their other games, and like an MMO style engine. And they made him kind of try to adapt it to an arena shooter. And that was really tough. I can't help but wonder if they were able to use an engine of their choice, if they would have had better luck, one more suited to an arena shooter, because some of the issues that plagued the game that caused the damn delays after delays after delays was the net code and the hit reg, and the networking was an issue for literal years in this game. And that's one of the most foundational things. So I can't help but wonder if upper management that forced them to use the Snowdrop engine played a part in this. This is kind of what I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I never played the game at all. Never had any interest in playing the game, so I don't really care. But it is, looking at how much they delayed the release and like what was netcoded and all this and that, I think, that just foundational stuff. It kind of reminds me of like World War III, just can't get their service together after like 6 years.
Yeah. I will use this opportunity to talk about a little story that I wanted to talk about before we went live, or before we went into our main plan topics of the day. This COD thing, man, it's along these same lines. This was crazy to me, dude. The official Call of Duty update thing, their update Twitter account, said we've identified an issue that could result in erroneous visual blood effects when damage was not actually dealt while shooting at the enemies. And they got community noted, dude. Yeah, they got community noted that there's actually a hit reg issue in Warzone. The client side is displayed that shots hit, but the servers don't register valid hits. So like they have a really bad hit reg issue. Warzone is an absolute shambles right now. But they're saying erroneous visual blood effects. They're saying that the effects aren't right, not the hit reg problems. It's really funny that community notes fixed them there. So yeah, COD's in shambles. But the great news, the theme of today's episode, guys, and I thought XDefiant was maybe going to be one of these things, but we're going to have so many alternatives to this game now, with everything coming out, especially since they did, we'll get into a little teaser. They did mention that Delta Force is going to be getting 5v5 arena modes.
Nice. That's good.
So we'll
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Can't help but think there's going to be a little bomb to potentially defuse. Can't help but think that. That's all me.
Just a little.
And then one more quick little thing. I just wanted to give a shout out to Madfinger Games. This was so cool, man. I'm actually in the game, dude. It's wild to me. It's kind of a little bit surreal. I know it's not super really cool, crazy big deal to a lot of people, but to me, that's really neat, man. Like, so in Midnight Sapphire in the supply room on for the audio listeners, for they have a bunch of like tapes, like security tapes, and my name crashes on one of them. So they put some creators who were there at the start and some of the community leaders and stuff in the game, and they put my name in there. So I'm actually kind of an Easter egg in the game, which is pretty cool, man.
Shout out to you. Shout out, I think, Riot as well too. Redbeard.
Right, and Redbeard. Yep.
And
I've interacted with all these folks that are on here through their like community leader program and stuff. And they're all really nice
truck
people.
Like overturned on the side of the road somewhere, and on the side of shit pants. Yeah, that's the next Easter egg, right?
That's what we need. We need the shit pants. But all these people on here are like really, really good folks. So it's cool to see it. And yeah, man, it's an honor. That's really cool to be in a game. Like, what do you mean? I'm just a ding dong that sits in a little office and talks about video games. Like, what? Like, it's just kind of wild, but pretty cool. Pretty cool, man.
That is awesome. I did see that. Also, like just to add to it, when I was streaming Arena Breakout the other day, Madfinger Games stopped in the chat and they were like, "Oh, Buff, read Hangman's message a little bit more." And it was Rick on the account, and the Hangman had a special message in there saying, Buff, not looking so buff today. And
Yeah.
Oh,
Rick dropped in and did that on the fly from the. I thought that was really cool. They could do that. It was fun.
Yeah, they were messing with me too. They added a mechanic with this update where they could take handshake and like talk shit and stuff and like send messages and stuff
It
to
was really
people.
funny.
It was hilarious.
I was like, oh my god, Rick, come on, man.
Yeah, that's I mean, why you gotta come on, dude. I've always
Shots
thought that
fired.
I always thought that Rick looked like him in game anyway, so it pretty much confirms it.
Yeah, right. They might have modeled him after him.
Pretty much confirms it, but oh nice. I just deleted the video I was gonna show.
let's go.
So I think as the production team scrambles behind the scenes to pull this back up, I guess it's a good time to start getting into our main plan topics of the day. And before we do that, just wanted to say that there are a ton of ways that you guys can support the show for free. Keep your money. It's hard to come by these days. And you can like the stream, you can share it around, you can be a friend, tell a friend, and have someone come back with you next week. Let them know about the show. We really appreciate that, as well as share the audio versions of the podcast around. And if you are an audio listener and have a second to leave us a 5-star review, that does help us out on those platforms quite a bit. So those are the plethora of free ways that you can help the show, because right now we just want to grow so we can continue to make good content for you guys and continue to get really cool guests on here. Hopefully we can fire some guests back up soon and just keep making good content. We appreciate you guys being here. With that being said, let's get into Deadside. Huh? Well, this announcement took me by surprise, man. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I think a lot of people actually, maybe not the people actually play testing, but
Wow.
Oh man. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, Deadside is going to 1.0, and I'll kind of let Blue hit it up. He's a little bit more familiar with it about some of the main things that are coming to the game, but and I'll kind of leave my comments for after we get into some of the stuff. But what are some of the things that you're most excited about for 1.0?
I mean, the fact that it's even being 1.0, it's hard to say. A lot of games coming out of early access moving to 1.0, so it's nice to see that. And then on top of that, vehicles, that's really the biggest one too, is vehicles finally coming to the game. The map is being expanded, so naturally there should have been some vehicles introduced. So now they have both cars and motorbikes, and each of those cars has different like variants of them. So you have different colors of the vehicle, the 4-door UAZ type looking vehicle, and then you have the motorcycle, which also has like one of them has a sidecar as well too. So you can literally be shooting in the sidecar while your friend's driving the motorcycle, shooting and chasing after someone else. So it looks pretty cool. They posted out on their Twitter page actually doing that. As well as we have brand new base building, completely overhauled. It is a little bit more similar to games such as Rust, if anyone's ever played that before. So you need scrap to basically upgrade your base, stuff like that. But at the same time, there's also ways to decorate your base, which actually helps you in certain buffs in your base. So like if it's more comfy, basically it adds a buff to your character. So like if you're defending your base, you're basically at a, you have a little bit of more advantage. But on top of that, there's ways to raid bases even more now. So you have, on top of that, you have auto turrets to help defend. You have cameras that you can look on the outside with as well. And there's even they added a Discord bot to notify when your base is being raided. So in game, if your base is being raided, Discord will notify you saying, "Hey, you're getting raided," and then you can go and try to defend your base if you have the time.
Jeez.
So, yeah, but of course, the best way to do it if you're not online is auto turns, and then upgrading your base. There's twig, there's like wood, there's steel. On top of that, and looking at I have a huge list. Shout out Loaf, their community manager, who we did also have on the show as well.
Who's been a part of the program.
He's been a part of the program. They no longer have town respawns. So you can't just, when you die, you choose where you are. There's like a certain part of the map that is like the newbie respawn zone. So basically all the newbies will start around that area. as well. They rebalanced a bunch of the loot. They expanded the map as well too. They added the airfield, which is now their largest point of interest. It's like this huge giant airfield of hangars on the side. There's a tunnel that leads to it and through a mountain that you can take a vehicle on. It's huge. It's absolutely insane. And of course, the loot there will be pretty nice to see as well. Let's see what else do we got. There's bleeding damage as well too. So if you get shot, you gotta bandage up first and then heal afterwards. There's new bunkers as well too, which have like turrets that like, guard inside those bunkers. So now you have, and that's like end game loot. So you have like even better stuff to go for, and there's auto turrets that you need to destroy before actually entering those. And on top of that, the way to like break open certain cases is with a blowtorch. So you need like a blowtorch when you go in there with you. So there's a lot more like nuances and more complicated mechanics that really just overall add to the game, to the aspect as well too. So yeah, I mean, again, I could keep going on and on and on. There's like little things here and there, like DirectX 12 being enabled by default, which is really nice as well too. This is also running on UE4 as well as not UE5, so it should help. It should be helpful on running on, other PCs, because I know every game nowadays is coming out on Unreal Engine 5, so it's nice to see that this game is still sticking to Unreal Engine 4, and it looks freaking beautiful as well too, even for Unreal Engine 4. And on top of that, they improved the skybox as well too. The only thing I'm not seeing here, and I don't know if Loaf can say, I don't see any like different weather stuff, and I would like that personally myself. That's just for an immersion kind of thing, but I could be wrong. Could be coming in. I assume just because it's moving to 1.0 doesn't mean that they're still not going to be updated in the game. They're not like, all right, that's it, we're done, we're walking away, you guys, this is all you get. But if I remember correctly, so not the team is considering it, is what he said. But if I remember correctly, once this game came out to 1.0, and it's been talked about a lot, I think modding should be hopefully supported down the line too. So, and that always just carries a game's longevity and lifespan throughout the gaming sphere. So we'll see how that works out in the future. And then of course, just in the background, you can see all the new items. There's an ATM now as well too that you can, dude, yeah, there's an ATM now in the game to help exchange money and stuff like that. There still is also like a way to turn off save zones, turn off storage, as well. So it's pretty cool. And it's nice because then as and especially as an admin now for a community server, Blue Blood, by the way, which is going live on December 5th. Little plug. There's now ways for the admins to wipe and restart the server while just looking at the admin panel. So originally, in order to wipe a server or to restart, you had to like set a certain time, or you had to go to your server hosting website and restart it from there, which was like super annoying. You had to wait until the server came back up. So, yeah, as Loaf said, we're looking at considering putting time into making the game moddable, but no official plan. So they're looking into it. I always knew that they were going to look into it. It wasn't going to be official, but they said once it reached 1.0, they'll look into it. So yeah, there's a lot, man. There's ways to break your vehicles, craft all kinds of different things now. There's more storage stuff. You could put freaking, if you want, on the wall, you could start putting your was like your kills on the wall. Start putting their heads.
Really?
Yeah. So when you go
Dang.
hunting, you can go and grab, put a deer head on the wall. So yeah, it's a lot, man. It's nice to see a game come out of early access, especially with all these early access titles nowadays. It's just nice to see that.
Yeah. Do you think the time is appropriate? You think like there's enough in it and stuff to call it 1.0? That's the big question I had.
That is the big question. I'm a little hesitant to say yes or no because I haven't played the public test server. So from a personal point of view, I haven't seen the game since I would say since I played it last, and that was how many updates ago now. So we'll see. Hopefully it does feel that way. I made a video about it, just kind of just nonchalantly talking to the community. I was like, how do you guys feel? Are you guys going to be coming back? If you do come back, if there's enough content, are you going to stick around? um so you know we'll see, I guess, on December 5th who and when they come back and who stays. If there's going to be new players, I assume there's going to be a big marketing push as well too for 1.0, a little bit more. So um you know that's what I'm a little bit worried about, because the player base, the player count is pretty low. So hopefully this brings it up, because the game is best played when the servers are full.
Yeah,
And if it's an active community, if there's an active admin as well too. Community servers are usually the best in my opinion.
Blue
But
blood.
if there's not any good servers or players out there, that they're just filling up those servers, it kind of gets old after a while. You can only run around the server killing deers and wolves and bots for so long. So
Yeah. So is this game? I'm trying to like wrap my head around it because the times that I've played through it, I've had a lot of fun, and the world is like, it's really immersive. Like the map and stuff is really pretty, and like I always had a really fun time, but I just kind of like ran out of stuff to do. Um, is like the end game of this game like more about like how that maybe why you're saying community servers are better, because like the end game could be like how this admin wants to handle it. Is it for like kind of maybe role playing, you think,
so I
or
think
is it
it's kind
just
of
it's like a
hmm,
sandbox kind of? So like
it is a
what's
sandbox, yeah. So it's kind of just however you want to make it. It's kind of like in terms of like DayZ. There's a reason why people keep coming back to that type of gameplay and game style, is the rush, I would say, of the low tier fights, then moving your way up to mid tiered and high tier, building a base, getting high tier level loot, raiding bases. So there is a gameplay loop, which again might not be for everyone, but I would say like the core goal of this game is to basically get the best loot in the game. To get the best loot possible, to build maybe a big base that's highly defendable. Um, yeah, it's kind of the same thing with like with Rust as well too. Like it's you could play solo, and solo's really tough. It's really hard to survive in that world, because you're almost unless you play again on community servers that are specifically meant for solo players, duos, trios. And that's why I think community servers do kind of play more of a role in this, because then you have, you know, let's say you have a server where it's like, oh, they strictly want RP in there. Okay, you go there if you want more RP. You want just straight PvP, you go to a server that's just straight PvP. You want to build some of the biggest bases and just go in with a giant clan. You can do that as well too. And they experimented as well too on a public test server with 80 player servers as well. I think he said they were having some issues with that, so they dropped it down to 70, but it wasn't like issues and as in like, oh, the game's just broken. Like it was still playable. They just spawned a lot of vehicles as well too, so that was kind of like breaking the server as well too. But I mean, they're already thinking about expanding the player count in the servers, which would make the world feel a lot more alive. You don't know who you're gonna run into. Um, but yeah, I think in terms of just like the gameplay loop, it's just getting in there, usually hopefully with some friends. You get in there, build a base together, kill other players, get good loot, raid the end game bunkers, raid the military bases, go raid the airfield. You come back, you're trying to load up in a vehicle. It is very open world in that regards. Very old school in terms of like the Arma Epoch servers back in the day, or like
that?
Wasteland or something like that. So it's a little bit more old school in terms, but like I mean, it's a classic.
And that's where I see this game, in my opinion. Like, how I would see it succeeding is being like if you had a crew, like if you had a Discord server with some friends and you had your own server and you guys like had little factions and kind of like a role playing thing and like a different raid night and stuff
That's
like that. Like,
Yeah, that's what
because
we tried in the beginning with Fry when he had his
I
own
saw some
server
of those
a
videos, man. They're
long dude,
hilarious. That's
long
how
time ago.
that's when I found Fry's channel. That's when I first started watching gaming content like online and stuff, is when you guys
Oh
were doing all
yeah,
that
dude. I
Deadside stuff.
remember because I remember making a video about that, and like it was like the Battle of Fort Fry, and it was like
Yeah.
Riot's faction, Fry's faction, Arctic's faction. Arctic had like all the PvPers. Riot just had all his Rioteers running in like really funny looking gear, and then Fry was like a mix. It was like his community. He had some really good shooters and just people
They
that
had
just wanted to be
hostages
there
and
because of
stuff and
him.
like trading
Yeah,
people
so
and like,
now you imagine like that, but with everything now incorporated into the game.
yeah. That's where
So
I
like,
see it like being
yeah.
successful and being fun, is like if you have a bunch of people that want to like kind of role play or have some kind of factions and play together would be.
Yeah, it's also in terms of like you can kind of say that has some extraction type level gameplay because if you die, there's a very low percent chance you're gonna be able to get your stuff back as well too. You know,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like you grab what you can, you head out there, you want to get this loot and you got to try to make it back, and there's so many angles and ways for you to get shot at or die on the way back, so third party, there's hostile animals in there, there's the wolves in there that run around too, which are relatively easy to take out, but
Yeah,
you
just
know
I remember there's also some really chill, nice times. Like the last time I played on your server and built my base and stuff, like it's just kind of relaxing too to like just cut down some trees and build some shit and shoot some ducks and
dude,
cook them on the
like
fire and
imagine now you get to like customize your base. You can put like carpet and little, head trophies and little details and a desk and a table and all kinds of other stuff, so chairs and
that's pretty
you
cool.
know, yeah. So it's very it can be pretty chill. And I think in like those RP servers that you would really enjoy would be like, you'd be there, like you built it on like next to a lake last time I think, or near
Yeah,
it,
so I
and
could shoot
you
ducks off my
basically walk out
patio.
your base. Yeah, you walk out your base and there's some ducks flying out there. So yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet. But yep, so Deadside is at 1.0, big update on the 5th. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I want to get in and check out all this new stuff, and the map is like way bigger now too. They've like opened it like all the way up too, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, the
Yeah.
bases are like almost like Fallout or something, where you put all that, you can put like all that stuff in your like Fallout bases and things. Yeah, I'll make a server where I just like make everybody like increase how fast you get hungry, and then also increase all the animals on the base, so literally everyone just has to like hunt and fish like the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, also, and just all the weapons in the game too now have been like remodeled as well too, so they all look just absolutely awesome in the game now. So looking forward to it. You can even take like apparently their double barrel shotgun, the long barrel. You can just saw off the end and use it in your pistol slot. So you're gonna have like a 2-shot shorty sawing off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see how it plays. I just be cool to see how people end up with it, and there's some communities that get behind it and have some servers together. Be or I think this game would thrive, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, with in the spirit of time, we should probably move on to another game that's releasing that day, coincidentally, in Delta Force. And this is one that you guys know. I'm incredibly excited to play. The extraction mode has been awesome. And last week ish, I made a video about it. Like on Friday, they did another community stream, and it's just like if there's a game that kind of tries to do or that goes like too good to be true, it's almost this one. They said so many things that were awesome. I guess the first one that I would talk about is how they're going to handle wipes. So you guys know when I kind of when the show started, I was a little bit of an extraction mode hater, a little bit of a hater. And one of the big reasons was like my experience kind of with Tarkov was like like the game relies on you like deleting your progress and doing the same shit all over again. And I always like felt like that was just a big flaw with extraction shooters. Like, what do you do at the end? And I think they fixed it, if I'm not mistaken, with Delta Force. How they're going to handle wipes is really, really cool. And Tarkov should have done this for a long time. But when a new season happens, you can opt into the wipe. You can wipe your progress if you want to for some really cool perpetual like rewards, like cool skins or something that show like how far you made it and you started over. So something to kind of show off. And then you get to start over and you get that gameplay of progressing, starting from scratch and rebuilding your black site, getting all the guns and stuff. Or if you're in another camp of players that's not as sweaty and have as much time, you can choose not to wipe your stuff. You can keep all your money you earned, you can keep your black site levels, you can keep everything, and then just continue to play on without having to start over if you don't want to. So I was like, yep, like, does that not solve those issues? Like, what do you guys think? Like, that was a big thing for me. What do you think, Buff?
Yeah, I think it does. I think that's really good. And I think again, like this with like ABI, and you have a lot of extraction shooters. So I think this is um definitely good steps in the direction that we all kind of like any concerns we may have had throughout the couple play tests we had. So um I think that's the right choice for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool way. And then to have the game balanced to where that's viable, right? Because in Tarkov, it wouldn't work. Like,
No.
it would work in
No.
Arena Breakout because like kind of how fast you get the market and stuff. But
Mhm.
if you in Tarkov, it wouldn't work because you progress up and it takes a while to progress and get all the good gear and stuff. So the people that wouldn't
Yeah.
wipe would have
Even
a
to get to
massive
like the
advantage.
market, right? You gotta, what is it, level 21 or something right now?
Yeah, you got to
So
play a
it's like,
long time to get the market.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's when
They
you
kept increasing
really
it, man.
play it.
Yep.
It did. It used to be like 15, then it kept going up and up and up, and
Mhm.
then that's where, in my opinion, it was like, okay, well, I'm not. I want to play the game. I want to play the game a specific way, and I'm not gonna grind, however many hours, days I need to get the market to just begin to play how I want to play. So
Yeah,
these are
yeah.
games
Right.
that now you can do that. Which with and you don't need to play for like 2 months, hoping you complete the quest and don't get killed by scavs or enemy players while you're trying to do these dumb quests. Repeated over and over every wipe. So it's good.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Arena Breakout too in a little bit because yeah, you my favorite part about that game is you can get in and play it whenever you want to, and you're always competitive, and you don't have to
Yeah.
like spend your life playing it if you don't want to, which is cool when you have this many other different games to play. But the other thing that was really cool with Delta Force that I'm excited to see, I didn't play the technical test, but some other creators, namely Geeks, he told me that the movement and stuff was slowed down a little bit more even. So the movement was a little bit slower. So you're still gonna have to the kind of gameplay I like where you have to think about positioning, when to move, where to move. I thought that sounded pretty good to me. And then they went into the monetization and again have explicitly said you will not be able to buy in-game currency. And I thought when they showed it, I thought there was like a conversion issue with like Chinese currency to US because the ultimate edition to get all the cosmetics off the bat was $9.60 for the ultimate edition for both modes. And if that's a little too steep for you, they have it set up to where you if you only are interested in the operations mode, like kind of like I am, you can buy the deluxe edition for only that mode, and it's $6.90.
That's so
And then
cool.
if you want to do just the warfare mode, if you're someone that's only interested in the battlefield mode, you can buy just that mode's deluxe edition for $6. So it's like
Crazy, not that many games do that already.
yeah, it's like super consumer friendly. Like you don't have
Yeah.
to buy cosmetics and stuff for game modes that you're not going to play. Yeah, 69.0.
I just got
Nice.
it.
Nice. So that's pretty cool. Just to see that is like awesome. And then the other thing that they mentioned that I thought was really cool, or that I saw, I think oh, there's Tim Kennedy. I think I had this on loop. No, I didn't. Geese told me too. He showed some of the Chinese bundles. The bundles are going to be still pretty expensive. Kind of like COD. I think the bundles looked really similar to Call of Duty's bundles. Um, they're about 2,400 points, which I'm going to assume is like $24. But what was interesting is if you're just interested in the weapon skins, you don't want all the charms and stickers and stuff like that, you can buy just the weapon skin a la carte for a cheaper price. So
That's cool. That's
it's
nice.
it's still like expensive, and I know some members of our community are gonna be like are gonna not enjoy the cosmetics because they're getting kind of wild. There's like transparent guns, there's like a lot of kind of flashy skins and bright colors and stuff that are coming, which I know is gonna turn off some people.
Some
But
of them
the
look kind of
way
cool. I like the see-through stuff.
it is neat looking, and I mean, if
Yeah,
this game's
it is.
futuristic, I think the cosmetics are going to get pretty wild, and it's going to upset people. But then I would just say, if immersion and stuff like that is important to you, you have Arena Breakout, which is perfectly fine too.
Yeah.
So because some of the operators in this are
At
kind of
least in terms
wild,
of extraction mode, because I'm definitely also
right?
focused on the warfare mode too, as well.
Yeah, and then you got the whole warfare mode, and if you guys want to chime in with warfare stuff, I'm just I'm like not interested in it at all because the extraction mode is so good, and I still feel like
Yeah.
Battlefield does it better, but.
I mean, Def Battlefield does do it better. They just haven't done it better in quite some time. So that's the issue. We're just waiting for Battlefield to do it better because we know they can because they've done it in the past. See, I'm already getting started. But
Whoa,
yeah,
Let me
whoa,
tell
yeah,
you something about
let me.
Battlefield.
no, then
But
I'll
I will say, see, even like the PvE game mode that they're introducing in Delta Force look kind of interesting. It's like the 3 tiers that you have to go through, and it gets harder and harder. Or no, it's 4 tiers, 3-player co-op, which is interesting. So it gets harder and harder and harder every single like round you go, and it's like different missions, kind of. So I'm looking to see that. I'm guessing you'll get special awards too that you get to use in both game modes. Hopefully, maybe cool skins and stuff. So I was kind of looking forward to that, just to see what that looks like. Also, um, Justin mentioned it in chat. Like I'm also looking forward to the campaign because this is Delta Force. We get to see Somalia and that whole operation during the 90s and like
Mm,
this upgraded engine. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't campaign going to be UE5?
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, which already kind of upset because seeing how bad optimized a lot of UE5 games are. I hope this is good.
I think
And
it's the
just
play
the
because
heavy
I think it's
mechanics, or it's just heavy optimization, I should say.
well, I think the play is I think that might be the play because you can't, UE5 has like really good visuals, but it
I think it's
struggles
gonna
with
look great.
optimization, but you don't have
Yeah,
to do as much optimization in a single player game because you can kind of you don't have to keep track of all the net code. You don't have to keep track of all the server information, where the players are and bullets and all
yeah, and
that.
this is
And you can
very
kind of
linear too.
linear. Yeah. So you don't have to render an entire map world. You can just kind of render as the player goes. And
Correct,
I,
correct.
I think that it'll be the play, but we'll see. Cause I think it'll look really good. And I feel like it's a bit, this is me not having a right to probably say this. But I feel like optimizing a single player game would be a bit easier than a multiplayer one. Just
Depends on the game.
just my thoughts.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see that. And also for the warfare mode, we have like the new Little Bird vehicle coming out as well too,
Mm.
and the new trench line map looks amazing. Um, even on the extraction game mode, just like the new map that's like super urban. I forgot the name of it.
Rakesh.
Burkesh, of just seeing like the helicopter boss and like that giant tower at the end of it. There's gonna be another boss you have to fight there. So I was just imagining like, dude, you're gonna have to fight like epic AI, incredible bosses, and also having players that are gonna come after you because that's probably where the top tier loot is at. That's gonna be just insane to fight on. You're gonna need just to bring your A game.
Yep. Yeah, it's wild. The amount of content that's in this game between like the 5 big warfare maps, there's going to be 4 extraction maps, and then we know right around the corner in Q1 there's going to be more maps and operators coming every 3 months. And we talked about this eventually being open world. We talked about that on another episode, which is wild. Then we talked about, or we haven't talked about it yet, but they did say on this that there's going to be 5v5 arena modes as well. They're also kicking around, which I guess we could talk a little bit more. Before I forget, I also want to say they're thinking about adding a solo mode. So just a little bit of a PSA. They said if there's enough players and enough people that want a solo mode, they will do it. So if you guys want a solo mode, hit them up on Discord, hit them up on X or whatever, and make your voices heard that you want a solo
I'm
mode.
sure it'll be made, to be fair.
And then oh yeah, like Wu said, if you do decide to wipe, you can spawn in as a boss. And so that means you also you can be one of the bosses on the map. So you might run into a boss on the map that is controlled by a player, which is kind of wild.
Dude, we're gonna
And
be
then
eating well with just Delta Force, let alone all these other games, and including the support that these games are gonna be getting in the next year or two.
yeah, I mean it's Tencent, man. Like they're making a huge push to corner these markets, I feel like. And then you're gonna have,
and they're kind of doing it well.
What's kind of crazy is some of those bosses have like unique gadgets and stuff, like that remote control tank and stuff. The lady on the sniper lady on the Space City map, or one of them I think has like a remote controlled tank thing that I'm sure if you're spawned in as the boss, like you
there's
drive.
a tank boss dude too. Like it's
so that's gonna be wild. And then eventually open world. And then like I said, they said they want to break out some parts of the map and do 5v5 modes. So I'm sure, and I've said it before, one of the places that I don't hate specialists is in bomb mode. So they're gonna have a search and destroy type mode, 5v5. With these mechanics and gun customizations and like how the ops can play off each other, it'd be really cool. I am Buff, have you seen the new op lady, the toxic lady?
I have not, no.
I don't know, man. I'm a little worried about it. She has like have you seen it, Blue? Yeah, she's got like a drone swarm, and it can like.
She's another medic character, so it's like some of it is to like disorient. So the drone swarm can both buff friendlies and disorient and slow down enemies. Which, from the look of it, it wasn't like super disorienting. It was kind of just like everything kind of went grayscale a little bit and like a little fuzzy. So it wasn't like getting flashbanged by the little drone in the eye, but I mean, again, it's towards that futuristic style.
Yeah.
So
what I hated about is it slows you down and messes with your like weapon handling and aim and stuff. And I hate mechanics that make the character lose when you lose control of your character. That's what I don't like. It kind of makes you feel powerless and like unable to counter it. So we'll see. I was kind of wrong. I will admit. Okay, mark your calendars. Crash admitted he was wrong. I was gonna be pissed about the recon arrow lady, but she had kind of like inherent balancing things. Like
it wasn't really bad at all. I remember we talked about that and you were concerned. And I was like, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. It really isn't.
Buff was right.
I was right. I mean, I know.
We'll see how this
I know.
goes. Yeah.
But
I'm curious about it too.
I am being a little bit more reserved in my criticisms of this new op I haven't played yet. Also, being a Rainbow Six person, I guess formally, I would every time there's a new op, I would get in on it like, oh, this is gonna break the game. This is gonna break the game, and then like they hardly ever did. They did a couple times, but not all the time. And then maybe when this launches, inside joke, Doug's arrow will return from orbit in the open beta. Inside joke. If you know, you know. But there was just a lot of crazy stuff, man. A lot of crazy stuff in those things. They just kept announcing stuff. And the other thing, so we narrowly dodged a Battlefield rant. And I will try to also dodge another rant, but I will bring up anti-cheat, which can also get a little passionate around here. They said, and this is a lofty goal, to be interested to see if you guys think they can do it. They said they want to address cheaters and cheat reports within 24 hours. That's
no, they can. So they can definitely.
Yeah,
do it.
what was it? The GTC Advanced is called, right?
GTI security or something.
GTI Advanced, whatever. Yeah.
I will say I've been doing a lot of work with AI within my real life work outside of YouTube and content creation, and yeah, that's easy. That's not even hard. to be honest. Which I mean, you knew where this was going. That just proves to me that Ricochet is nothing more than a PR stunt, and it's all manual, and there's very little to
Oh yeah.
any AI or automation involved in that. Because I guarantee you, like, I can create an AI program that would pick up shit better than Ricochet. So I believe Tencent, with everything behind them, 100% within 24 hours is very reasonable. That's typically a standard within like my profession. I mean, it is an IT, falls in the IT profession. That's 24 hours is a I would say like a max, honestly, for production level issues. That's even too long. So to say, is that possible? It's honestly very easy. I think we're just used to the mainstream standard of Ricochet being just a complete bullshit hoax is what everyone thinks. Like, oh, Ricochet, anti-cheat doesn't work. It's because Ricochet is not a real thing. That's what you need to understand.
Yeah, it's bad. COD really is in shambles right now, and I could care less. Warzone's in a really rough spot. A lot of the big creators are complaining about it, and I don't care. Which is nice to not have to, because there's other stuff to play now. Yeah, Woo's talking about the anti-cheat is strict because he tried to replace a DLSS file in there and it wouldn't let him launch the game. I also would attest to that. There's anecdotal things that make the anti-cheat feel stronger. If I don't launch my OBS in administrator mode, it won't capture the game. And also, if I don't launch my Discord as administrator, it won't let me like do my mute key for Discord if I want to talk to chat. So like there's like stuff like that, and they're using the Ace anti-cheat from Tencent, which also I read records your screen like pixel for pixel while you're playing the game, so they can see on your screen if you have like shit that you can see.
Okay, that's good.
So they actually like record the signal coming from your graphics card to your monitor and see what you see. So if you have,
they can't see if
outlines.
I tape a crosshair to my monitor. So
Yeah, that's real strong. Never thought of that. What, you got like masking tape in the middle of your monitor? What we do?
There's people that used to do that back in the day, man.
Out of control.
They literally have like I've seen it. I think it was like a set where you can like clip it to your monitor and it would like you can line it up directly in the middle. So make a little red dot in the middle.
Scotch tape and a marker, baby.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They can't see that. This damn
True,
Tencent.
you got him there, man. You can sell that idea now as a cheat developer.
I'm going to Shark Tank.
Yep. I'm the best cheat developer out there. Scotch tape, baby.
Does that, drops the mic, walks away.
Get rich quick. And then yeah, man, the possibilities, like just looking at the screen, are endless for weapons, dude. Like I can't wait to see Buff's weapon builds, man. It's gonna be awesome.
You can do a lot, man. It's pretty crazy, especially the new guns. Like from the technical test that I covered, good amount of new weapons just from the last time we played to this. So I'm excited to see what they do, like season to season for sure. And they did a lot of new attachments too, which is awesome.
I'm gonna put a red dot on my contacts. I think that'll help.
Dude,
a built-in red dot.
Do it up.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of anything else. That's the main things I wanted to talk about that are from the live stream. They also talked a little bit, I guess we did get into microtransactions a little bit. The Mandel bricks are interesting. Like you can I mentioned in my other video too, cheater compensation. That's another one. That's another W. Arena Breakout has it. It is awesome, and I truly believe it will be a gold standard, just absolute baseline feature that extraction modes will have from now on. Like you just need it. Like if you get caught with a cheater, if you get your stuff back and or some money.
Besides Call of Duty, because they just love
kind of.
They're not gonna do
it's so crazy just to see how much work they're doing to like
billions
help,
of dollars. But
just like help players get the cheater compensation, the intense anti-cheat, and it's like this is not Activision. This is not a I mean, it's a big
Yeah.
company for sure, but it's like, what is going on with these other companies that they're just allowing this to happen?
Activision's just like cheaters. Don't know what you're talking about. What's that?
They're
We don't.
making
We
too much
can't.
money. I
Yeah,
sleep on a
we're
bed of
making
money. Like, I don't
billions of
care.
dollars a quarter. We don't know. I don't know how we're gonna fix that. Crazy.
Yeah. Don't know because they don't have to. People keep buying skins. Squid
Like
Game's coming
idiots.
to
Yeah,
COD.
Squid Game, dude. That's honestly like when Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 came out, I was just like, yo, bro, we should wait 6 years till Squid Game already came out. 6 years later, then we should release the bundles for that. I think it's a really good idea. Like don't do it when it's the most popular Netflix show ever. We should do it 6 years later. Just
Yeah.
brilliant marketing, dude.
Season 2, guys.
They're
Season 2.
crushing it. Crushing it, dude. Yeah, season 2 is coming out later in 2025. Then now they're ahead of schedule and 6 years behind. It's ridiculous. A bunch of fucking morons working there. It's ridiculous. So stupid, dude. I'm so over Call of Duty. Can we just never talk about Call of Duty on this show
I
ever
just
again?
never talk about it. I'm down.
I'm down.
I'm
You
ashamed
know how
to be
quiet
a
Blue's
Call
I
of
been
get
Duty
down.
so
creator.
quiet. I get so quiet because
So
there's nothing for me to
ashamed.
talk about.
Yeah,
So it's just like, all right, Call of
it's
Duty, I guess,
embarrassing
yeah.
that that's where my channel grew, and now you
But
see
guys,
like
prop hunt,
Westy.
guys. They got prop hunt, guys.
Wow, the same game mode that's been around for fucking 12 years, dude.
That
It's so dumb.
older like early 2000s games.
You know what,
does
Blue?
better.
I bet you $17,000 there's gonna be a Nuketown map within the next 2 years in the next Call of Duty. I bet you money, man. You want to bet on
Yeah.
that? Nuketown? You ever seen that map?
It's brand new.
Nah,
I bet it's gonna be a new, yeah, it's gonna be a new
Nuketown,
map.
never
And there
heard
will
of
be
her.
a map called the Rebirth Island or Alcatraz. I think that's gonna be a brand new one too.
They're going to
that we'll
bring
see.
back Verdansk.
Oh, really? Is that a new map also? Wow, crazy. It's almost like they probably shouldn't have gotten rid of it to begin with. Cool. What honestly, like I hate Battlefield and I hate Call of Duty. Just so many idiots in charge over there. It's insane.
Sucks because we used to love those games back in the day, man.
Loved them, and now it's just a bunch of morons. So hopefully they both go broke, honestly, and learn their lesson.
There was, man, I was talking about something and I totally lost. Oh, I also wanted to mention this since we're talking about like conspiracy theories and like what all Tencent owns. And I know people have been talking about like Tencent buying Ubisoft or whatever. Dude, I have had like
I mean, it's XDefiant, you know.
I've had a conspiracy theory for a bit with Ubisoft, and I feel like they're throwing on purpose so they can go back private. I really kind of think they've been throwing the stock price. So
They're
that
making terrible games and
so that Yves Guillemot guy can like have a couple investors, potentially Tencent and some others, and buy Ubisoft out, and then have like the IPs to some actually good stuff and rebuild the company and make good decisions. Because these decisions that Ubisoft has been making with like XDefiant Heartland just are like head scratching, and it's almost like they're doing it on purpose.
I mean, I think you just look at where, not to get too much on a tangent because we have a schedule here, but you know, you just look at where everything Tom Clancy came from, you know, specific, or even Ubisoft in general, right? Where it started and where I think like a lot of those games, just thinking Tom Clancy, like Ghost Recon, for example, where it started and where it came, where it is now, is a night and day difference. Not necessarily bad. You need to evolve your game, but I think there's a lot, you know, the front lines issue, the XDefiant issue, so many things under their umbrella. They've just met like brain. I feel like anybody from the outside looking in can see that's a mistake, that the way they're doing things, and they're just doing them anyways, which is, it's gonna need to be studied for sure after it's all said and done.
It'll be.
I
it'll
agree.
be
It's like they're doing it on purpose. You're right. It's like everybody can see it.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the end. But with that being said, it launches. I think for us, it launches Wednesday evening, like tomorrow evening. It's when it goes live. So yeah, be playing Delta Force. I'm guessing most, if not all of us, will be streaming it and checking it out. It's going to be awesome. Everybody's really excited for it. Hopefully these things play out correctly because everything they've announced has been like incredibly consumer friendly. We have a game with 2 big time different modes with a ton of content already. The gunsmith and everything's crazy. You have console controller support coming Q1.
I think it's got the best firing range too, which is
the firing range is insane.
It is the best firing range I think I've ever experienced, hands down, which is amazing. So much fun. You can just be in there for hours, honestly.
Yeah, experimenting and playing with stuff and like getting that. I didn't realize how cool it was to get like because you can change stuff in almost any game and you get like numbered stats now. You get like, okay, you lowered your accuracy by 5, you increase your recoil by like, what the fuck is the number that does that? What's so cool is it gives you a live visual graphic representation of what your recoil pattern is before and after, so you can actually see it.
Really cool.
Because the numbers is like when I go shoot a gun in real life, I'm like, man, this thing really feels like it's got a 68 recoil when I'd rather be a 69.
minus 7 horizontal there.
Buds on the range that do sound like that a little bit.
That's what I think when I see clamp my AR. I'm like, dude, that's minus 6.
Yeah,
for
my
sure.
economics.
My 223 AR has a vertical grip on it. It drops the horizontal control by at least 4. So like, I mean,
definitely.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the U.S. military and everybody. I think that those are stats they issue on a pamphlet when you have your weapon and
yeah.
Yeah.
What are my stats on this build?
Blue knows. I mean, Blue is in the military.
Guys, I know every single number variation for every single weapon system.
Literally the bullet trajectory and velocity per attachment, barrel twist, everything. It's all there. It's all there.
They're all hit scan weapons. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, it's true.
It's all
NGSW. Let's go.
So, all right. Well, we'll definitely be talking. I would assume next week's podcast will be very much about how Delta Force launch went, how we're enjoying the game, and how we're feeling about it. So you're not going to want to miss it, guys. All right. Arena Breakout news. There's a few little news things. I know Buff has some really cool guns and stuff that are going to be coming that he could get into. And then I actually did a little bit of journalism.
He did.
And found some stuff that
little bit
with some little tidbits. From the lead game designer. He's talking about some upcoming game changes.
Nice.
So those are going to be worth talking about. Buff, if you want to talk about some of the cool weapons. Did you want me to show them, or do you just want to talk?
You can show them. It's not copyrighted or anything, so it's up to you if you want to. But regardless,
if we get banned, guys, just in case,
Well, I do got to try to.
This is free press. They're not Activision. Just like, oh, you're promoting our game for free. Like we're gonna copyright strike it. And then we're just gonna let cheaters run crazy in the game. So with Arena Breakout Infinite, there's obviously like Arena Breakout Infinite for PC, and then you have Arena Breakout Mobile. Now you have Arena Breakout Mobile in the US, and you have a Chinese version, which what we've seen even with Delta Force, right? The Chinese versions are typically more ahead of where the domestic, like United States versions, the rest of the world are, because the Chinese versions are the main production versions of the game. So the Chinese version of the mobile game has more weapons than the United States or the regular mobile version itself. So I think what we saw with Arena Breakout Infinite Season 1, a lot of the weapons, I think this is what we're going to be seeing, is a lot of the weapons from Arena Breakout Mobile are going to be coming because they're in Season 6 or 7, something like that. They're pretty far in, right? So we saw, what was it? I think 8 or 9 weapons for Season 1. So what they did is basically bundled a couple seasons of weapons and threw them into the Season 1 of Infinite because they have all these weapons already built, right? It's just porting them into the PC version of the game. So some of the weapons that we're going to be seeing that are in the Chinese version, some of these are, not all of these are just Chinese versions. Some of these are just in the mobile version in general, but we're going to be seeing the Type 191, which is that new Chinese AR. Okay, so we're going to be seeing that, and I think that also is now will be in Delta Force when it launches. We're also going to be seeing the G36. We're also going to be seeing the Beretta ARX 200. That's the version chambered in 7.62 by 39 millimeter. Then we're going to be seeing the QBZ designated marksman rifle version. I'm not sure specifically what that one's called. I'm not a big Chinese weapons fan, but that marksman version of the weapon. You're also going to see an RPG 7 in the game.
No. What?
Yeah, RPG 7. Well, at least it's in mobile. So I don't know. Maybe there's a chance maybe they differentiate what's going to be coming. But the RPG 7 is in mobile. So I don't think it'll be that overpowered. I mean, you look at Tarkov, you have grenade launchers, things like that. I think splash damage wise within the right radius will be devastating, but I
I mean,
also
it'll
think
probably be like super heavy. The rounds itself
yes,
would
yeah,
be
you're gonna
heavy,
move
so you could maybe
slow, all
carry
that.
one
Hmm.
extra. So
Hmm.
yeah,
And it's gonna be slow, right? Loading it,
yeah,
aiming, firing. It's gonna be slow. So there's gonna be downsides of that. Also, you're gonna see an AK-12 in the game, J1545 by 39 millimeter. It's the newest iteration of the Kalashnikov rifle, along with the AK-15. But this is just the AK-12 and
BP
545 BP.
looks
Yeah,
good. Looks
BP.
good.
and then you got also an M249 saw. So there's the version that I have a screenshot of that I provided is has a parastock. So there's some good customization options for all these weapons. Now, the ones that I don't have screenshots for, but if you guys YouTubed it, you could see, like, if you just YouTube like Arena Breakout Chinese version weapons or something like that, you'll see other weapons going to be the AN-94, right? The Optimad, or the Avdamad Nikonov version 1994. So that's going to be the 2 round hyperburst, full auto and single. You're also going to have the MCX Rattler. I believe it's the version shaped in 5.56. It could be 300 blackout. Have to wait and see.
Imagine.
And you have an AUG A3 also. So those are, and an AX50 for a sniper rifle. So those are the weapons that I'm expecting we'll see into Breakout Infinite within the second and third season. Because it seems like they're bringing in 8-ish weapons per season if we go off what season 1 was. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these weapons kind of bulk brought into the game. I also do have a wish list of things I want to see that I'll do a video of, but I think as far as what's in the mobile version, the Chinese version, these are weapons we're guaranteed to see. So I'm excited for that. Especially I see in chat, like, where the LMGs, chat. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we only have one LMG right now. That's the RPK 16. So getting the M249 saw will be really good. And I think there's definitely a lot of good options they can bring into the game. I think we're going to be seeing more than likely a PKM, PKP Pechenig, something like that down the road. Even M27 IAR, M60 E6, things like that. So I'm going to do a wish list. The one weapon I really want to see also outside of this is the Mark 17 or the Scar Heavy. But I will say I did really want an MCX version in this game, and we're getting that. So I think having the short barrel Rattler, which you can have an extended handguard on, we should be able to build some good stuff. AK-12. So this is going to be a really good game. This is what we talked about, I think, the past couple shows going into season 1 before it launched. Like season 1, I think Crash and I are like crack addicts with this. But where's this game going to be season 2, season 3? It seems like we have a lot of great content that's going to be coming for sure. So I'm really excited about that. I'll do a specific video on all those weapons and kind of a wish list, but those are weapons that are guaranteed to be coming to the game because they obviously this was a mobile game first. They're going to, and they have been putting all those weapons in. So we're going to be seeing these. Just a matter of when, which season.
Yep. In a perfect world, if my community would allow me, I would love to cover this game, Delta Force and Gray Zone, moving forward and kind of keep up to date with those games because I'm enjoying all of them. And they all kind of serve a purpose. I've said for a long time that as a first person shooter fan, I feel like I do anyway, go mentally insane if you just grind one single FPS game forever. You will lose your mind. So
Yeah.
so having a few to rotate between is
Dude,
really nice.
That's where I kind of was with Call of Duty. I think now that we're seeing a lot of other games that, especially now that I've gotten to PC recently, obviously over the summer, like specifically for this game in Gray Zone, it's not even close. Like, there's no reason if you have a capable PC, there's no reason to play Call of Duty. Even as a creator who built my entire audience off Call of Duty, I don't want to play Call of Duty because it's not worth the stress that Call of Duty is. I'd rather have fun playing these games, not worried about the YouTube content. The YouTube content's going to come and go. There's always going to be games, but to cover stuff that you're passionate about, I think is important. And I think,
It is.
ABI here is one of those games, dude, I've been having a lot of fun with having just recording raids on and off stream. Just before we got on this show, I had an insane raid on farm as a duo. came out with almost 800,000 and stuff. We killed some juicy boys in just regular farm. It was insane. Just running different guns, like a VSS has been my main that I've been running the past couple of days, just trying to get good footage with different guns. I mean, that's what content creation and gaming is about, just having fun and playing what you want, how you want. So I think this is one of those examples of a game that's allows you to do that, whereas other games kind of restrict you. So this is good. Delta Force, we have a lot of stuff coming out that is going to be good, fun to play for sure.
Yep. So to cover a little bit more of the news side of this, Buff hit you with the weapons. I'm going to hit you with a little bit of balancing and game news. Enzo Zhang, the lead designer, took a little bit of feedback on X and responded to some of it. And I think some of it's worth noting for Arena Breakout fans. And again, I'm like Buff, man. I've been having so much fun with this game. Like in an overview of it,
We
it's
played
like
our first game last night together. Finally,
yeah, it was awesome. We finally got like the timing worked out. It's like Tarkov, like the fun parts of Tarkov, and you strip away all the bullshit, and it's like fun. So Landmark tweeted back after on the wanting some feedback. He said a little bit of balancing in a solo duo game mode, and you guys are cooking. Update is awesome. Enzo said solo is seriously considering how to make it happen now. So probably a little bit of a language issue there. Sounds like they are considering seriously doing a solo mode, and he says hopefully it won't be too long. So a solo mode would be very cool and interesting. I think they already kind of do a little bit of behind the scenes matchmaking to put solos together. I feel like when I hop in solo, I play against more solos. Like you still come across 2s and 3s and occasionally a 4, but I feel like they kind of do some behind the scenes stuff there. Another person said maybe no thermals and no M61. It would be a 5 out of 5. The maps are amazing. New weapons are awesome, but thermals are so OP in the new fog mode. It's a funny story there between Buff and I. And M61 can destroy the most expensive armor so easy. And Enzo says, quick update on some balancing changes happening next week. It'll have high tier ammo overhaul and a leg meta nerf and more. So there's a balancing update that's coming next week, dealing with some high tier ammo. I really hope they do something with thermals too. Those are really annoying. If you didn't know, right now there's a fog event, which on the Valley map, which is like the bigger map, it kind of feels like Shoreline to me from Tarkov. And they have a map where it's like foggy. So it turns like a traditionally like long range snipey map into you got to listen, you got to move
close
slow,
quarters,
and everything's close quarters. Like, yeah, it's really interesting because like no matter where you are on this big map, it's like close quarters fights unless there's thermals.
And I will say, I just add to that quick to cut you off, like thermals, 90% of the time I've been killed by thermals. That's why the kill cam feature is very important for this game, and I think other games too coming up.
It's awesome.
Typically when you watch the kill cam, like, oh, he had a thermal, that's why. But you watch the kill cam, right? Instead of being like, oh, he had a thermal, and I'll just go to lobby. You watch the kill cam, and a lot of cheaters I've noticed are disguising their cheats behind the thermal. So it's like, oh, I have a thermal. You're not going to look too much into it because I have a thermal. But then you watch the kill cam and it's clear they're looking through walls and pre-aiming you and just one tap to the head. So that's something to be cautious of. I haven't seen a lot of it, and I think their anti-cheat, they keep tweeting out a lot, like how many they're banning. They do a great job with that. So this is an anti-cheat I'm really confident with, that they're actually going to take action. And I've been compensated for my reports a lot so far, which is great to see. So that's another thing, is like, if someone has thermal, don't just be like, oh, they have thermal, because I've seen 90% of the time, specifically on Valley Fog, that they're cheating and just using thermal to kind of cover their ass.
Not this time. Because we were moving across a ridge line, and I watched the kill cam, and they were kind of running and checking and running and checking.
Open.
And then they saw us, and we're out in the open, and we didn't know it. We just got deleted.
God. Yeah.
And at least so we saw kill cams. It's almost like they picked. We were in a 4, and it's almost like they each picked one of us, because we get 3 different of them killed us, and they all 3 had thermals. So like and they were looking
all 3, dude. Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah. Man, so what was funny about it was Justin, and I was worried about that, and Justin, Buff's and I's mutual friend, and Buff were like, it's really fun, and I was like, man, this is fun. Like, it would suck if thermals, and like you don't see too many thermals. And our second raid, dude, we got deleted by thermals in like 5 minutes.
Oh,
it was just funny.
It's too bad.
So then you see he goes on to say more adjustments to M61. So that's good. And then someone said, I'm waiting for the Steam release. And he said, why? Because FE up here. We talked about it last week. If you do start playing on their launcher, want to migrate to Steam later, your account will come with you. So if you're waiting on that, you don't mind clicking a different button instead of Steam, you're going to be all right when it does go to Steam. So yeah, I think that's it with Arena Breakout. But yeah, like you said, I've been having a ton of fun in it, man. Yeah, I've been really enjoying it.
I'm addicted to that game. It's way too much fun. I'm gonna play it as soon as we end the stream too.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm gonna get
enough
some
of it,
food,
dude.
and as soon as the kids are in bed, I'm also gonna be playing it. So
Yeah,
might
it's
hit you
way
up.
too fun.
All right. The other thing that we wanted to talk about, this is so weird, man. This will probably be our last topic of the day. The Insurgency Sandstorm update, because it wasn't that long ago, it was like last summer or something. We were talking about the studio getting sold and the game probably being done. And they
Yeah,
still
they
keep
said they were done.
yeah, they didn't they?
They
Yeah,
did. They said
came
we're
out and they
shutting
were
down.
like, "Yeah, we're done, guys. We're closing up shop."
That
Thanks
was
for
a
the
lie.
support. It was a lot of fun. Surprise! 3 more updates since.
Yeah. So they've done this is like the third update.
Yeah, this is update number 3 since that announcement. Yeah.
Yeah, so kind of wild, man. Um I think yeah, I have it pulled up here. Operation Resurgence. Is that what I'm
Yep,
seeing?
that's the one.
Resurgence Sandstorm.game. Okay. Yeah, pulling it up here. So what are we seeing coming to this?
So you have I just did a video on this yesterday, which I mean, surprisingly, I mean, I took how many days? I took like 3 months off from actually doing videos, and I just started kind of banging them out the other week. And this video was number 1 of 10, and I was just like, it's been a couple days since I even did
You
one
guys have been
since
waiting
last
for it.
week. Yeah, so clearly there's a lot of interest, and I know every time I jump in the game, there is a large player base, and I play exclusively hardcore checkpoint, and there's a large player base with that. It's the PvE mode. But yeah, you're gonna get a lot of, and even today they announced that's the website. So you have yeah, on the left hand side there's probably still some things locked, Crash, I think. But
Couple at the bottom, yeah.
yeah, so you're gonna get a lot of free weapon camos for both factions. You're also gonna get the MCX Virtus, is what it looks like. It could be a Spear Light. I'm not sure. I gotta look at it. I think aesthetically they both look the same. Honestly, it's just kind of the internals of the weapon are different. But you're gonna get. I'm just gonna call it a Virtus for now. You could call it a Spear Light based on the color, but it's not a Spear Light stock, so I think it's a Virtus. So you're gonna get the Virtus. And that's specifically for the PMCs. You're going to get the F2000 in 2 different variants available for both factions, PMCs and Insurgents. So you're going to get, I'm not sure how it's going to work, but on that page, you can see there's 2 different versions of the F2000. There's the one with the full-length pick rail, the mono pick rail on top with a pick rail on the bottom, which replaces the integral handguard. So you can put a grenade launcher or a grip or something like that. And then you have the version with the integral 1.5 times or 2 times optic and the integral grip. So there's 2 different versions there. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pick between them or it's one per faction. Not sure. Then you get the Beretta AR 7090, I think it is, for the Insurgents exclusively, which is just a really ugly gun. I'm never ever going to use it, but it's there. You have a lot of cosmetics per operator skin. So like PMC gets a whole new cosmetic pack, same as Insurgents. More camos, I think they announced today. So there's a lot coming. There's more coming too, along with all the bug fixes that they announced. There's like 400 bug fixes that they did. They announced last week. So you're also probably going to get a new map in here, which I'm assuming they're going to announce tomorrow and or Thursday morning before the launch of this. But I think, to my memory, this is the most weapons we've had in any season too. Saying, which is crazy because the game was supposed to be done, shut down, kaput early in the year, and now we have an update with 3 weapons that we know of so far. Which typically we get 2. Now we have 3, and one of them is universal per all factions. So I'm really excited. I mean, Delta Force comes out Thursday. I'm going to play it. I'm going to cover it. But to be honest, I'm more excited for Sandstorm just because I think with the PvE hardcore checkpoint is, and Crash is somebody that loves his search and destroy. Assuming the crossplay update comes with this would be a game changer. I could play with Xbox people, PC, all that. hardcore checkpoint is something Crash would lose his mind over. Like you get Crash in a hardcore checkpoint game, he's never gonna play another game the rest of his life.
I'll get him.
That's
Deploy me.
that's what you've always wanted for sure. So I'm gonna cover Delta Force. I'm gonna cover this, but I'm more excited for Sandstorm. I think Sandstorm is one of my favorite games of all time. I think they deliver the content every 5-6 months, and what they deliver is always top tier content, and there's never any crazy issues or bugs or anything, especially playing hardcore checkpoint. It's a lot of fun. And again, like I said, they're probably going to announce a map and some more things tomorrow. So stay tuned. I'll be covering it for sure.
Nice. And I see at the bottom of the website, it is part of the fall sale. So it is $9. It's 67% off. So Insurgency Sandstorm is still, it's $9.89 USD at the time of recording.
With a new update coming, that's a steal. And I recommend, even if you don't have people to play with, don't be hesitant, because you can get in. I'll just jump in console on my PlayStation and jump in a hardcore checkpoint and play by myself. Everybody usually has comms. Everyone works together. You have a lot of ex-military playing this game, current military. People I've met on this game that are like, yeah, I'm going over to. There's a couple people last year or 2 years ago who were like, yeah, I'm shipping off to Ukraine to volunteer like next week. Stuff like that. A lot of ex-military. So you get really good comms in this game. It's not like a game where no one talks. But that being said, I'll let you guys discuss. I need to step away for 2 seconds, and I will be right back.
Oh yeah, all good. No, I'm just surprised. It's kind of cool to see, looking at these skins, like almost the coolest skins, that say they're like free ones.
Yeah, the last time I played this game was to check out the Star Wars mod for it as well too. That's back in like August as well too. So like that was before then. I couldn't tell you when the last time I tried it. I think it's when I was just playing around with some friends for a video, but this was before they even announced they were shutting down. So, and again, it was a hardcore PvP is always fun.
Yeah, it's nice that it has that you can always hop into, even if the player numbers ever do drop pretty low. No, man, it's still. I feel like this game, dude, for years, man. Yeah, I'll pull it up here on so you guys can see it. I feel like every time I get into the game, there's like around 2,000 people playing it. Like every single time for years.
It's not you can still get into games.
It's just like flat. Like I know that's the all-time peak, but I mean, like even back here, there's like 2,000, and it goes up to 6 and 4 and 5 and 8 a few times here and there with updates. But like, I just, because it actually shows like a player numbers whenever you when you get into it, but it's just been like, it's always like around 2,000 when I play it, and it's just been steady since 2019. Like, just like, it's crazy how it's just kind of hung in there, not like an insane blow up, but not like dead either. It's just kind of it's got a player base. So, and
then the console market is probably where it really shines in terms of player base, I feel like.
I wish there was a way
comes into the mix, hopefully.
I wish there was a way to see console player numbers, man. That'd be so interesting.
Yeah, there's so many games I want to know about specifically.
I would love to know like what Delta Force is going to do on console. I would really like to know how many people are playing Rainbow Six on console. I'd really like to know like some of the other games that we as PC players don't play much, like the finals and stuff like that. I would love to see how that's doing on console. Like XDefiant console numbers would be really, really interesting too. Yeah, it's annoying that we can't see console numbers at all on like anything. But other than that, are you gonna be getting into Delta Force? Or are you feeling it?
Delta Force, yeah, I'm feeling it. I definitely need just a shooter game just to get into. As much as I love single player immersive shooters, like I need some multiplayer action as well too. So I feel like we have a good dynamic on the show. It's like you check out mainly the extraction game mode, and we check out the warfare game mode. So
the show
there. And also it gets to we get to see like the differences, and like I'm guessing the team is separated into like multiple departments to like focus on one game mode. So it's like, what benefits warfare sometimes benefits extraction and vice versa as well too. So
Yep. Yeah, it's been cool, like how our show has worked out over the months. It's like it seems like Buff's like Arena Breakout. He knows like all the ammo and weapon stuff, and like then plays Incursion with you, and like you guys have like the indie stuff, and then how I was on like
And we've
Rainbow
been
and
doing dev play
all
streams
that.
too with Red River. It's been nice too.
I saw that. I saw that. I still need to play that with you. Damn it, man. I have it
Dude,
installed.
we would love to get you on the show too. Maybe you're on the dev play stream. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
You
I'll
know.
get killed by a dev. I don't care. I'm not too proud. Then
Well,
I'll
we were
just
as yeah, it was fun though. But
I'm claiming that they're hacking because they're devs.
dude, did you see the? I feel like it's more of a really quick shot because it's getting kind of late. But if you want to launch that quick shot,
I had an
did you
itchy
see?
trigger finger.
Yeah, did you see Gray Zone got copied?
Yeah,
Yeah. Buff, did you see this?
I'll
What is
find
that?
it.
About I pulled it up already. I got the Insider Gaming article by
Put it in the chat. Yeah, there you go.
boom.
What?
Freaking
Oh,
Gray
I don't
Zone
I
get.
did see this.
Warfare.
Yeah, I did.
Like something called Gray Zone Attack, and the freaking image is AI generated.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not good.
And that top
It's on a
helicopter is like,
PlayStation store, dude. Like it's gonna be for a console game. What? Like coming next year?
or is it? We'll see. Yeah, I
Dude,
did see that.
Attack,
that's
dude.
just like.
Some lawsuits coming for sure.
Did they
And,
really
like,
do that? It's so cringy too. Because
It's
Madfinger always
so
says every
perfect.
move matters, and they say every decision
Every
matters.
decision matters. Every bullet counts, and survival is never guaranteed. It's just
Oh
like,
man,
That's really bad.
what?
I did see, I saw Rick and even Madfinger commented on that.
Yeah, I saw Rick made a post about that. Freaking dude, it was. I could.
Crazy.
I mean, I figured it was gonna happen originally, eventually, but not this like
That's
blatant.
bad.
You know.
That is pretty bad and hilarious.
Yeah, you can. They're gonna get sued first off, but I'm also very curious to see what I mean, cool art minus the weird helicopter on the top left, but I'm curious to see what it actually looks like.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
It's like
I took a quick like gander at it, and then I was like, wait a minute, something's off about that helicopter. And
Yeah,
then I
like
zoomed
where's
in, I
the
was like,
front?
this is all
Where's the
AI, dude.
Yeah, where's
Yeah,
the
no,
front? Where's the back? It's not a.
this is
The
like
gun's all artificially weird
Yeah,
looking.
not-
dude. This is no. This is
yeah.
like Gen 4 Mid Journey. This is like
Yeah, this is
bad
old
Midjourney.
AI. Yeah, it's not even new one. So
His
it's
legs
like,
are jacked up. His hand molds into the gun. This is not even an apparatus. Like this antenna looking thing is not even a thing. Like it's just made up. It's bad.
yeah, like I'm
Not
pretty
like
sure they just like what it looks like. It's like maybe they took like Gray Zone's images and like use it as a reference to
That's
Like
make
what I
image
think they
prompted
did.
it.
this AI. Yeah, so I was just like,
Like a mix of like
it's
that and
so close.
Wildlands and even Red River, all that stuff probably.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my god, I know we got to talk about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's really funny. There were we can maybe talk about it next week or something. I kind of want to see how it goes. There were some more AI updates to Gray Zone, which were sorely needed. I kind of got frustrated
I
with some
did see
AI
those,
stuff and
yeah.
had to chill on
Yeah,
Gray
I
Zone
keep
for a
seeing
bit.
some AI issues, and I'm just like, I know I saw Merrick tweeted out like that's like their main focus. So I was like, all right,
Mhm.
I'm gonna let them cook. I'm gonna let them work on that before I really get heavy into it because I saw some really bad moments of just like AI just tanking bullets, and I was just like, all right, well,
That's great.
Okay.
I thankfully have not experienced that, nor have I experienced bad frame drops. Like I know Justin, when I was playing with, was having frame issues, like you said last week, Blue, but I was holding steady, like high frames. So I don't know
yeah. But when
what the
when
issue is.
day one it was bad, but like when I did the playtest and like I was killing AI pretty quickly, and this is before they reverted some kind of frame gen stuff. So I don't know what it's
Okay.
like now.
Yeah, that could be that.
Yeah. So, but it felt good.
Yeah, it's good. I wanna get a 4-man and go into some of those other locations I haven't been to yet outside of the main village, like the airport.
Yeah, I did see on Reddit some people were finding like checkpoints with like soldiers and stuff in them just inside the forbidden zone, inside the middle.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
like they've started to add stuff into the anomaly area.
That's awesome. Yeah. I was watching some streamers the past couple days just play and go through what's the guy? Damn it, Bennett, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching him the past couple days because he just happens to stream. If I'm working from home, he's streaming early, like right when I'm, in my
Yeah, he
morning
does
meetings.
morning streams. They're nice.
So yeah, just watching him, and he's still in the test version right now for the creators that we had, but that'll be moved over, migrated on the 5th. But they were in like the high tier zones this morning. Yesterday. I was like, that looks. You get a 4-man in there, dude. That's what I want to play. That's it. That's exactly what I want out of this game. So I'm excited, man. I'm having a good time just solo and doing that. But a 4-man going into like some of those crazy spots would be a lot of fun.
Yep. So, all right then. I think that's a show. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Jam packed. We fit a lot into the time we had.
Yeah, we did.
There may or may not be a full scope player Delta Force stream on Thursday and or over the weekend. So stay tuned, folks.
We do need to get it going. I'm taking I'm gonna try to take Thursday off, and then I know it releases.
I think I'm gonna at least take a half day too.
Like Wednesday night.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm doing something Thursday. Maybe not Thursday. No, I'm free Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right,
Play it by ear. We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. All right, guys. Again, really quickly, thank you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said at the start of the show, there are a ton of ways you can support the show for free. Hitting the like button, being a friend, telling a friend, sharing the shows, sharing the audio version. All that stuff helps us a ton. If you are an audio listener, we love you. And if you have a second, you could drop a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. That helps us out, pushes the podcast around. So there are a plethora of free things you can do to help us out. And for that, we greatly appreciate it. Everyone out there, enjoy this next week. Enjoy the Deadside, enjoy the Arena Breakout, the Delta Force launch, Insurgency, all that stuff. We got a lot of good stuff.
A lot of games.
A lot of good stuff. And we will meet back in here next week and talk about it all. Thank you guys, and see you then.